The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, a fable about fulfilling your dreams and reaching your destiny. Author Robin Sharma. Introduction. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma is a motivational self-help book that offers readers practical advice on achieving personal and professional success, managing stress, and finding inner peace. Drawing upon Eastern philosophies and wisdom, the book presents powerful insights and principles for living a purposeful and meaningful life. Through its engaging and relatable narrative, the book encourages readers to take control of their lives and pursue their dreams with passion and determination. It emphasizes the importance of cultivating a positive mindset, setting and achieving meaningful goals, and developing healthy habits and routines that support overall well-being. The book's teachings are grounded in timeless wisdom and spiritual practices, making it a valuable resource for anyone seeking to deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. Its message of personal transformation and growth has inspired millions of readers around the world to make positive changes in their lives and pursue their full potential. In conclusion, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is a powerful and inspiring book that offers practical advice and timeless wisdom for living a purposeful and fulfilling life. Its teachings are relevant and applicable to people of all ages and backgrounds, and its engaging narrative makes it a must-read for anyone seeking to achieve success, happiness, and inner peace. Chapter 1. The Wake-Up Call. Chapter 1 tells the story of Julian Mantle, a highly successful but deeply unhappy lawyer who suffers a sudden and life-threatening heart attack. The chapter begins with a vivid description of Julian's luxurious lifestyle, including his expensive possessions, high-profile clients, and grueling work schedule. Despite his success, Julian is plagued by feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction. One day, while in court, Julian suffers a massive heart attack and is rushed to the hospital. The experience serves as a wake-up call for Julian, causing him to reevaluate his life choices and priorities. Lying in his hospital bed, Julian realizes that he has been living his life on autopilot, chasing success and material possessions without ever stopping to question whether they truly bring him happiness. He also realizes that he has been neglecting his health, relationships, and spiritual well-being, and that his life is desperately out of balance. As Julian recuperates in the hospital, he is visited by a mysterious old friend named John, who senses Julian's inner turmoil and encourages him to make changes in his life. John reminds Julian of their past friendship and the adventures they had together, urging him to rediscover the joy and passion he once had for life. The chapter ends with Julian making a decision to take control of his life and embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. He resolves to leave his high-pressure job, sell his possessions, and travel to India in search of enlightenment and inner peace. Overall, Chapter 1 sets the stage for the book's central theme of personal transformation and growth, highlighting the importance of taking a step back from the pressures of modern life to reflect on what truly matters. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Visitor. Chapter 2 introduces a mysterious visitor who enters Julian Mantle's life just as he is about to embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. After leaving his high-pressure job and selling all of his possessions, Julian travels to India in search of enlightenment and inner peace. While there, he spends time in the Himalayas, meditating and studying with spiritual teachers. One day, he receives a message from an old friend, inviting him to a special meeting in the city of Jaipur. Curious and intrigued, Julian accepts the invitation and travels to Jaipur, where he is met by a mysterious visitor named Yogi Raman. Yogi Raman is an old sage who has a reputation for being a wise and enlightened teacher. He invites Julian to his home, where they spend several days in deep conversation and contemplation. During their time together, Yogi Raman shares many insights and teachings with Julian, encouraging him to embrace a more spiritual and fulfilling way of life. Yogi Raman teaches Julian about the power of the mind, the importance of self-discipline, and the need to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and contentment. As Julian listens to Yogi Raman's teachings, he begins to feel a sense of clarity and purpose, and he realizes that his journey of self-discovery has only just begun. Yogi Raman also gives Julian a series of tasks to complete, which are designed to help him cultivate the habits and qualities he needs to become a more enlightened and fulfilled person. At the end of their time together, Yogi Raman reveals a powerful secret to Julian, which he promises will change his life forever. The chapter ends with Julian filled with a sense of excitement and anticipation, eager to discover the secret that Yogi Raman has promised to share with him. Overall, Chapter 2 introduces a key mentor figure in Julian's journey of self-discovery and personal growth, and sets the stage for the teachings and insights that will be shared throughout the rest of the book. Chapter 3: The Miraculous Transformation of Julian Mantle. Chapter 3 continues the story of Julian Mantle's journey of self-discovery and personal growth. In this chapter, Julian continues to study and practice the teachings of Yogi Raman and experiences a miraculous transformation in his physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. The chapter begins with Julian reflecting on his time with Yogi Raman and the powerful insights and teachings he has received. He realizes that he has made significant progress in his journey of personal transformation, but also recognizes that there is much more work to be done. As Julian continues to practice the teachings of Yogi Raman, he undergoes a profound physical transformation. He loses weight, gains strength and vitality, and develops a new sense of confidence and self-respect. He also experiences deep emotional healing, letting go of old wounds and negative thought patterns that have held him back in the past. Throughout the chapter, Julian reflects on the various practices and habits that have contributed to his transformation, including meditation, visualization, and self-discipline. He also begins to understand the importance of cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning in his life, and starts to explore his passions and interests in a deeper way. The chapter culminates in a powerful moment of realization for Julian, as he recognizes that the journey of self-discovery is not just about changing his external circumstances, but also about transforming his inner self. He understands that true fulfillment and happiness come from within, and that by cultivating a deeper connection to his own inner wisdom and intuition, he can create a life that is truly meaningful and fulfilling. Overall, Chapter 3 highlights the transformative power of self-reflection and personal growth, and emphasizes the importance of cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning in life. It sets the stage for the rest of the book, which continues to explore these themes and provides practical insights and tools for readers to apply to their own lives. Chapter 4: A Magical Meeting with the Sages of Sivana. Chapter 4 recounts the story of Julian Mantle's encounter with the Sages of Sivana, a group of wise and enlightened individuals who reside in the Himalayas. After his transformation, Julian decides to leave his successful legal career behind and embark on a spiritual journey to the Himalayas in search of greater meaning and purpose in life. He travels for many days through treacherous terrain, enduring extreme weather conditions, and facing various obstacles along the way. Finally, Julian reaches the remote village of Sivana, where he hears about the sages who are said to possess great wisdom and enlightenment. He is told that the sages only grant an audience to those who are worthy and have a sincere desire to learn. Julian spends the next few days preparing himself mentally and spiritually for the meeting with the sages. He meditates, reflects on his life's journey, and practices the teachings he has learned from Yogi Raman. On the day of the meeting, Julian is escorted to a magnificent temple where the sages are waiting for him. The sages greet him warmly and invite him to share his story and ask any questions he may have. Over the course of several hours, Julian engages in a deep and meaningful conversation with the sages. They share their insights and wisdom with him, and he in turn shares his own experiences and struggles. Julian is deeply moved by the sage's profound teachings and feels a sense of peace and clarity that he has never experienced before. The chapter ends with Julian realizing that his journey of self-discovery and personal growth is far from over. He understands that he has much to learn and many more challenges to face, but is now armed with the tools and wisdom he needs to continue on his path with greater clarity and purpose. Overall, Chapter 4 highlights the importance of seeking out wise and enlightened teachers on the journey of personal growth and self-discovery. It emphasizes the power of wisdom and insight in guiding us towards greater clarity and purpose in life. Chapter 5. A spiritual student of the sages. Chapter 5 tells the story of Julian Mantle's spiritual journey as a student of the sages of Sivana. After his transformative meeting with the sages in the previous chapter, Julian decides to stay in the village of Sivana to continue learning from them. He becomes a spiritual student, dedicated to following the sages' teachings and principles. Julian's daily routine involves waking up before dawn to meditate and practice yoga. He spends his days studying ancient scriptures and engaging in deep philosophical conversations with the sages. He also performs various chores and duties in the village to contribute to the community. Throughout his time as a student, Julian experiences moments of doubt and frustration, particularly as he confronts his own flaws and weaknesses. However, he learns to view these challenges as opportunities for growth and uses the teachings of the sages to overcome them. One of the key lessons Julian learns from the sages is the importance of living in the present moment. He realizes that he had been living in the past, constantly dwelling on his past achievements and mistakes, or in the future, always striving for more success and recognition. Through mindfulness practices and the guidance of the sages, Julian learns to focus on the present and appreciate the beauty of life as it is. As the chapter comes to a close, Julian reflects on his journey of transformation and recognizes that he still has much to learn. However, he is grateful for the guidance of the sages and the lessons they have taught him. Overall, Chapter 5 emphasizes the importance of mindfulness and living in the present moment as a path to personal growth and fulfillment. It also highlights the power of seeking guidance from wise and enlightened teachers on the journey of spiritual growth. Chapter 6. The Wisdom of Personal Change. Chapter 6 is centered around the wisdom of personal change and the importance of cultivating self-awareness in order to achieve personal growth and transformation. The chapter begins with Julian Mantle reflecting on his past as a successful lawyer and the unhealthy lifestyle he lived. Julian realizes that he had been chasing external success and validation, but was left feeling empty and unfulfilled. He then shares his insights with his friend, John, who had come to visit him in Sivana. Julian and John engage in a deep conversation about the importance of personal growth and the obstacles that prevent people from achieving it. They discuss the role of fear, negative self-talk, and limiting beliefs in holding people back from making positive changes in their lives. To overcome these obstacles, Julian emphasizes the importance of cultivating self-awareness and taking responsibility for one's life. He shares a powerful metaphor of a garden, explaining that just as a garden needs to be tended to with care and attention in order to thrive, so too do our minds and bodies require deliberate effort and attention to grow and flourish. The chapter concludes with Julian providing John with several practical strategies for personal growth and transformation. He emphasizes the importance of setting clear goals, cultivating positive habits, and taking consistent action towards personal growth. He also encourages John to surround himself with positive influences and seek guidance and mentorship from wise and enlightened individuals. Overall, Chapter 6 highlights the importance of self-awareness and personal growth in achieving fulfillment and success in life. It emphasizes the need for individuals to take responsibility for their own lives and make deliberate choices to cultivate positive habits and mindsets. Chapter 7: A Most Extraordinary Garden. Chapter 7 tells the story of a magical garden that Julian Mantle visits during his spiritual journey in Sivana. Julian is invited by one of the sages to visit a nearby garden, which is said to be the most extraordinary garden in the world. As they enter the garden, Julian is immediately struck by its beauty and tranquility. The garden is filled with lush trees, vibrant flowers, and exotic birds. There are also several fountains and pools, which reflect the sunlight and create a peaceful atmosphere. As Julian explores the garden, he meets its caretaker, a wise and enlightened gardener named Yogi Raman. Yogi Raman shares his wisdom with Julian and teaches him several lessons about life and nature. One of the key lessons Julian learns from Yogi Raman is the importance of surrendering to the present moment and letting go of the past and future. He also learns about the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of treating all beings with respect and kindness. As they continue to explore the garden, Julian and Yogi Raman come across a particularly beautiful tree, which is covered in golden apples. Yogi Raman explains that the tree symbolizes the abundance and potential that exists within each individual. The chapter concludes with Julian feeling deeply inspired by his experience in the garden and the lessons he has learned. He realizes that the beauty and magic of the garden represent the potential that exists within all of us, and that by cultivating a positive mindset and taking deliberate action towards our goals, we too can achieve greatness. Overall, Chapter 7 emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and cultivating a positive mindset as a path to personal growth and fulfillment. It also highlights the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of treating all beings with respect and kindness. Chapter 8: Kindling Your Inner Fire. Chapter 8 tells the story of Julian Mantle's encounter with a young man named Jonathan, who teaches him the importance of kindling his inner fire. After spending some time in Sivana, Julian decides to leave and return to his life in the Western world. However, he still feels that something is missing in his life, and he is not sure what it is. One day, while walking through a park in New York City, Julian meets a young man named Jonathan. Despite his youth, Jonathan exudes a sense of wisdom and purpose that impresses Julian. As they talk, Jonathan tells Julian about the importance of kindling his inner fire, which he describes as the passion and drive that motivates us to pursue our dreams and achieve our goals. Jonathan shares his own personal story of how he overcame adversity and discovered his inner fire, which he now uses to inspire and motivate others. Through his conversation with Jonathan, Julian realizes that he has lost touch with his own inner fire, and he decides to take action to reignite it. He spends several days reflecting on his life and rediscovering his passions and purpose. Eventually, Julian is able to rekindle his inner fire and reconnect with his sense of purpose. He feels more energized and motivated than ever before, and he is inspired to use his newfound passion to make a positive difference in the world. The chapter concludes with Julian realizing that he has much to learn from young people like Jonathan, who have a deep understanding of the importance of passion and purpose in life. Overall, Chapter 8 emphasizes the importance of finding and nurturing our inner fire, which gives us the motivation and drive to pursue our dreams and achieve our goals. It also highlights the importance of learning from others, regardless of their age or background, and the potential for young people to offer wisdom and inspiration to those who are older and more experienced. Chapter 9: The Ancient Art of Self-Leadership. Chapter 9 is about the ancient art of self-leadership and how it is essential for achieving success and fulfillment in life. In this chapter, Julian Mantle meets with the leader of the sages of Sivana, who teaches him about the importance of self-leadership. The leader explains that self-leadership is the ability to take charge of one's own life to be in control of one's thoughts, emotions, and actions, and to create one's own destiny. The leader teaches Julian that self-leadership begins with mastering one's thoughts. He explains that thoughts are the seeds of action, and that by cultivating positive and empowering thoughts, we can create positive and empowering outcomes in our lives. The leader then goes on to explain the importance of emotional mastery and how our emotions can either empower or disempower us. He teaches Julian how to recognize and manage his emotions and how to use them to fuel his motivation and drive. Finally, the leader teaches Julian about the importance of taking action and creating a vision for his life. He emphasizes that self-leadership is not just about being in control of oneself, but also about taking action to achieve one's goals and create a meaningful life. By the end of the chapter, Julian has gained a deep understanding of the importance of self-leadership and how it can be applied to his own life. He is inspired to take charge of his thoughts, emotions, and actions, and to create a compelling vision for his future. Overall, Chapter 9 emphasizes the ancient art of self-leadership, which is essential for achieving success and fulfillment in life. It teaches us that by mastering our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can create a life of purpose and meaning and become the leaders of our own destiny. Chapter 10, The Power of Discipline. Chapter 10 is about the power of discipline and how it can transform our lives. In this chapter, Julian Mantle learns from the sages of Sivana that discipline is the key to success in all areas of life. The sages teach Julian that discipline is not a punishment, but rather a tool that can be used to achieve one's goals and live a fulfilling life. The sages explain that discipline is a habit that must be cultivated over time. They teach Julian that by committing to small, consistent actions each day, he can gradually build up his discipline and achieve great things. The sages also emphasize the importance of setting clear goals and priorities. They explain that discipline is not just about working hard, but also about focusing one's efforts on the most important tasks and projects. Throughout the chapter, the sages share practical strategies for developing discipline, such as setting daily routines, tracking progress, and celebrating small wins along the way. They also emphasize the importance of staying committed to one's goals, even in the face of adversity or setbacks. By the end of the chapter, Julian has gained a new appreciation for the power of discipline and is committed to integrating it into his daily life. He realizes that discipline is not just a tool for achieving success, but also a way of living that can bring greater joy, fulfillment, and purpose to his life. Overall, Chapter 10 emphasizes the importance of discipline and the role it plays in achieving success and living a fulfilling life. It teaches us that by committing to small, consistent actions and staying focused on our goals, we can build the habits and mindset needed to create the life we truly desire. Chapter 11, Your Most Precious Commodity. In Chapter 11, Julian Mantle learns about the importance of time and how to use it wisely. Julian meets with the sages of Sivana, who tell him that time is our most precious commodity. They explain that time is limited, and once it's gone, it cannot be regained. Therefore, it's essential to use our time wisely and with purpose. The sages share a number of strategies with Julian for managing his time effectively, including setting clear goals, prioritizing tasks, and eliminating distractions. They also emphasize the importance of taking time for self-reflection and self-care. Julian learns that by taking control of his time and using it purposefully, he can achieve his goals and live a more fulfilling life. He realizes that he had been wasting much of his time on frivolous activities and distractions, and that he needed to refocus his energy on what truly mattered. The sages encouraged Julian to create a daily schedule and stick to it with clear blocks of time set aside for work, exercise, relaxation, and other activities. They also taught him the importance of taking regular breaks to recharge and reflect. By the end of the chapter, Julian has developed a newfound appreciation for the value of time and is committed to using it wisely. He understands that by prioritizing his time and focusing on what truly matters, he can achieve his goals and live a more fulfilling life. Overall, Chapter 11 emphasizes the importance of time and how to use it wisely. It teaches us that by taking control of our time and using it purposefully, we can achieve our goals and live a more fulfilling life. Chapter 12. The Ultimate Purpose of Life. In Chapter 12, Julian Mantle learns about the ultimate purpose of life. Julian meets with the sages of Sivana once again, and they explain to him that the ultimate purpose of life is to find happiness and fulfillment. They explain that true happiness comes from within, and that material possessions and external achievements will not bring lasting happiness. The sages guide Julian through a meditation exercise to help him connect with his inner self and find his true purpose in life. They encourage him to identify his passions and to live a life aligned with his values and beliefs. The sages also stress the importance of giving back to others and making a positive impact on the world. They explain that by helping others and making a difference in the world, we can find deeper meaning and fulfillment in our lives. Julian realizes that he had been living a superficial and materialistic life, and that he needed to make significant changes to align his life with his true purpose. He decides to leave his job as a successful lawyer and pursue a more fulfilling career in teaching and writing. By the end of the chapter, Julian has gained a deeper understanding of the ultimate purpose of life and is committed to living a more purposeful and fulfilling life. He understands that true happiness comes from within, and that by living a life aligned with his values and beliefs, he can find true meaning and fulfillment. Overall, Chapter 12 emphasizes the importance of finding our true purpose in life and living a life aligned with our values and beliefs. It teaches us that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, and that by helping others and making a positive impact on the world, we can find deeper meaning and purpose in our lives. Chapter 13. The Timeless Secret of Lifelong Happiness. In Chapter 13, Julian Mantle learns about the timeless secret of lifelong happiness. Julian meets with the sages of Sivana one last time before he leaves to start his new life. The sages explain that the secret to lifelong happiness is to live in the present moment and to be fully present in all our experiences. They explain that most people are not fully present in their lives and are either stuck in the past or worried about the future. They encourage Julian to practice mindfulness and to cultivate a sense of gratitude for all the blessings in his life. The sages also stress the importance of living a life of service and helping others. They explain that by making a positive impact on the world, we can find deeper meaning and fulfillment in our lives. Finally, the sages reveal to Julian the secret of the garden he had visited earlier in the book. They explain that the garden is a symbol of our inner selves, and that by cultivating our inner garden, we can find true happiness and fulfillment in our lives. Julian realizes that the key to lifelong happiness is to live in the present moment, cultivate a sense of gratitude, and make a positive impact on the world. He understands that true happiness comes from within, and that by cultivating our inner selves, we can find true meaning and fulfillment in our lives. Overall, Chapter 13 emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment, cultivating a sense of gratitude, and making a positive impact on the world. It teaches us that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, and that by cultivating our inner selves, we can find lasting happiness and peace. Recapitulation. The main topic of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma is the pursuit of a fulfilling and meaningful life. The book explores the idea that true happiness and success come not from material possessions or external achievements, but from cultivating a deep sense of inner peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The book's central lesson is that it is possible to achieve inner peace and fulfillment by following a set of principles and practices that promote spiritual and personal growth. Sharma presents these principles in the form of the 7 virtues of enlightened living, which are designed to help readers develop a holistic approach to life and to overcome the negative habits and beliefs that prevent them from achieving their full potential. One of the key themes of the book is the importance of mindfulness and self-awareness. Sharma emphasizes the need to cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness and to be mindful of one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. By doing so, readers can develop a greater sense of control over their lives and become more intentional in their actions and decisions. Another important lesson of the book is the importance of personal growth and continuous improvement. Sharma emphasizes the need to embrace change and to constantly strive for self-improvement in all areas of life. By doing so, readers can develop the skills and habits necessary to achieve their goals and live a fulfilling life. Finally, the book stresses the importance of service and giving back to others. Sharma encourages readers to find ways to make a positive impact on the world and to contribute to society in meaningful ways. By doing so, readers can develop a greater sense of purpose and meaning in their lives and experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. Overall, the main topic and lesson of the monk who sold his Ferrari is that true happiness and fulfillment come from cultivating a deep sense of inner peace, purpose, and personal growth. By following the principles of the 7 virtues of enlightened living, readers can develop the habits and beliefs necessary to live a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment.